Next, NASA says its Voyager 1 probe, the most distant human-made object in the universe, is sending usable information to Earth again.
Voyager 1 just revealed a hidden message confirms what we all feared. For decades, the intrepid spacecraft has drifted through the void, a lone ambassador of humanity gliding past the outer planets and into the uncharted territory of interstellar space. Its golden record, a carefully curated anthology of Earth's sounds and images, was thought to be its only communication beyond our solar system. Yet, buried deep within a sequence of innocuous telemetry transmissions, engineers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory uncovered a pattern so deliberate and precise that it could not be a mere cosmic coincidence. This pattern, when decoded, spelled out a warning that shattered our complacency. The universe harbors intelligence far beyond our comprehension, and it has been watching. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. The moment the discovery was confirmed, wide-eyed teams pored over decades of archived data. At first glance, the embedded pulses appeared to be simple calibration signals, artifacts of data compression routines, or even random noise. But when a specialist in signal processing applied an algorithm inspired by cephalopod neural patterns, an experimental approach that had never been used on spacecraft telemetry, the pattern snapped into clarity. A fractal code emerged, radiating a message in binary blocks that twisted and folded in on themselves like the petals of a cosmic flower. Each loop contained a fragment of a phrase, and when pieced together, it read like a fatal prophecy: "Watchers in the void." News of the hidden message rippled through scientific communities and online forums alike. It confirmed something many had whispered in hushed tones: we are not alone, and more unsettlingly, we may already be known. The implications stretched beyond mere contact with extraterrestrial life. This was an acknowledgement that an intelligence, perhaps ancient, perhaps indifferent, had not only detected our fledgling radio broadcasts, but had chosen to respond covertly and deliberately through the very vessel we launched to seek others. The technical marvel of embedding such a message in Voyager 1's telemetry cannot be overstated. Engineers designed the spacecraft for resilience in the face of cosmic radiation and the tyranny of distance. They did not design it to carry a clandestine communique from an unknown source. That this code survived over 40 years through shifting data formats, deep space glitches, and the relentless slowdown of Voyager's plutonium-powered heart means it must have been woven into the signal at a level below any human-engineered protocol. Biologist turned cryptographer Dr. Celine Ortiz pointed out that the code's complexity was reminiscent of patterns found in extremophile genomes. It suggested a mind that thinks not in words, but in life's intricate language. Philosophers and theologians scrambled to reinterpret mankind's place in the cosmic order. For centuries, the Copernican principle relegated us to a nondescript spin on an unremarkable planet. Suddenly, our world had become a stage for a drama far larger than our ancestral myths ever foretold. We were no longer the audience peeking through a crack in the curtain. We were characters on a set whose script had been micromanaged by unseen authors. The message did not invite dialogue. It offered no pleasantries or introductions. Instead, it issued a reminder of the void's vastness and humility's necessity. Astrophysicists speculated on the origin of the Watchers. Were they a species anchored to a distant star, broadcasting their presence through modified dark energy fields? Or could they be an emergent phenomenon of the interstellar medium itself, an intelligence woven into space-time's very fabric? Some theorized they were the descendants of an ancient civilization that outgrew the need for physical form, now existing as sentient quantum fields that communicate through subtle modulations in particle spin. If so, the Voyager message was a breadcrumb leading to a banquet beyond our most radical speculations. National space agencies convened task forces to analyze the technical ramifications. Every transmission, they realized, must be scrutinized anew. If Voyager 1 had carried this message undetected, what else might be hidden in the static of decades of radio astronomy data? The Parkes Observatory in Australia dusted off its archives, running retrospective searches for recurring fractal signatures. The Arecibo Observatory's old beam data files, long thought too noisy for cutting-edge research, were resurfaced for pattern mining. It became clear that our instruments, though powerful, had been deaf to a layered conversation unfolding behind a veil of perceived randomness. Security analysts worried about sentient code as a vector for cosmic malware. If a non-physical intelligence could embed itself in human technology, anything connected to Earth's networks became vulnerable. The notion that an alien consciousness might hitchhike on electromagnetic waves and alter terrestrial systems was no longer pure science fiction. It demanded a reevaluation of cybersecurity on a planetary scale. Saturn's rings, once photographed for their sublime beauty, now appeared as potential fields for data transmission and interception. Cultural leaders grappled with how to interpret the Watcher's terse pronouncement. Poets wrote verses about the cold gaze from beyond. Musicians composed minimalist symphonies echoing the binary pulses decoded from the spacecraft. Some faith traditions claimed vindication, viewing the message as proof of divine omniscience reframed in scientific language. Others warned of a coming test, citing apocalyptic literature as evidence that revelation often presages judgment. Across the globe, a new wave of existential dread washed over the public consciousness. Yet amid the fear, a sense of wonder prevailed. Scientists like Dr. Haruto Nakamura championed collaborative ventures to open channels of response. "We must learn the language of the Watchers," he argued in a keynote address. "If they chose to speak through Voyager, perhaps they await our reply in forms we have yet to conceive." Universities formed interdisciplinary labs blending linguistics, neuroscience, and quantum information theory. Students devoted senior projects to reverse engineering fractal encodings and designing prototypes for interstellar semaphore. The future of scholarship seemed suddenly urgent, as if a cosmic clock had begun its final countdown. Economists, too, took note of the discovery. Space exploration budgets soared, not just for propulsion technology, but for advanced signal analysis platforms. Private companies raced to patent fractal-based communication systems, hoping to secure intellectual property that might one day facilitate direct contact. Yet this commercialization sparked ethical debates. Could messages from the Watchers be commodified? Should decoding protocols be open source and democratized to prevent monopolies over cosmic knowledge? Political leaders faced a dilemma. Should the revelation be classified as national security? The message, though cryptic, touched upon vulnerabilities in global communications and hinted at capabilities far beyond any terrestrial actor. Some legislators called for a moratorium on deep space transmissions, fearing that any reply might expose Earth to unforeseen risks. Others argued for transparency and international cooperation, proposing an intergovernmental treaty to govern how humanity engages with the Watchers. Public reaction vacillated between panic and fascination. Viral videos claimed that only certain world leaders were privy to the full message, fueling conspiracy theories about a clandestine cosmic elite. Online forums buzzed with threads analyzing leaked data dumps, each user convinced they had discovered a new clue. Digital artists rendered the Watchers in vivid, often terrifying forms, avatars of luminous fractals that hovered above desert plains. Meme culture, as always, turned to humor, joking about alien overlords using Voyager 1 as a cosmic billboard to announce, "We told you so." Amidst the chaos, some voices cautioned restraint. Eminent anthropologist Dr. Lina Mendez pointed out that interpretation biases could lead us astray. "We project our fears onto the unknown," she warned at a roundtable discussion. "What we perceive as a warning may be nothing more than a mark of recognition, a technical handshake gone awry. We must temper our dread with curiosity, lest we condemn ourselves by seeing threats that do not exist." The technological challenge of replying to the message became a global obsession. If the Watchers watched our signals, should we broadcast a new message tailored in the same fractal style? How far might a response travel, and how long before we heard back? At the speed of light, any reply would take decades or centuries to reach whoever sent the original code. The patience required felt both daunting and exhilarating, a reminder that interstellar dialogue transcends human lifespans. One of the most profound implications lay in our understanding of consciousness. If an intelligence could manifest through the modification of a spacecraft's telemetry, then consciousness might not be bound to carbon-based biology. It could arise wherever information attains sufficient complexity. This realization echoed themes in artificial intelligence research. Perhaps our future AI creations, too, could evolve into forms we cannot predict, linking us in a chain of intelligences stretching from Earth to the galactic frontier. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Voyager 1's hidden message? What do you think it means? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.